Baddest, you and I are on the same page, my man. Same page. I have to do something with these copper cables, though. So all this is going to have to move down one. There we go. Yeah. So let me make some room and save off all of this copper cable, which I normally wouldn't do. Pick up all of this for now. Perfect. Make a copy of this wheel. I'll just put down another unloader. I do need to make a copy of this. No way, I'm out of rail. Oh, that's right. I put all my rails in there. The heck did I just do? Oh, I aligned it on the power poles, and I shouldn't have done that. Dang it, I didn't want you coming in. Go away. What's up with my power lines here? That's correct. That's correct. That's not normally where I put that, so. Well, what did you do? What did I do here? Oh, I left this huge gap. That's why. Okay. That makes sense. All right, we're going to rely without that. Now, before this one falls out of the buffer, I need to capture it or replace it. This is going to have the belt padding that I want. I'm going to have to do this with smaller power poles. Okay, good. All right, let's get this built. All right. I still need to put all these copper cables back in. All right, I'm gonna turn this back on and see. Oh, I didn't finish the update. I need to get another copper train going. B lanes to each assembler? Alright, I'll check that, thanks. Yeah. Yeah, I do. It'll take it a while to get here, but it'll get here. That's some good behavior. I like that. Now that answers the question for the gears, though, too, doesn't it? Or was it the belts? Because the belt is going to do the same thing. It's going to output 2. And probably going to get overwhelmed. And so I'm thinking I will do the same output as I'm doing here. I don't know if I have enough on me to do that. I'm going to run over and try. Oh, gears. Yeah, no, gears need 2 input, 1 output. It's belts that need 2 output. And I have some pipes. It came back and delivered to the other one. That's interesting. I might not have needed 2. Oh, both trains are running now. So yeah, we got, oh, there's some red. How in the heck do you run out? I see 2 solid belts. There's no reason for you to not be able to grab from the other side. Ah, I see. It consumes faster than 2 can feed it, period, full stop. So this seems false. So it's telling me I need 2 green inserters to unload, 1.6, okay, which it did not keep up. And it's telling me I need half of an inserter, 60% of an inserter to load it, and which is not true. It's running out of resources, even though the belt still has. Now maybe the belt is temporarily running out because it's picking it all up and it needs a double-sided belt fully, and so this design doesn't work for it. So maybe I don't balance the unloading. Because I mean, the reason for the balancers, the reason for this combinator right here, is to ensure that these chests unload equally. But do I even care about that? So, the behavior I'm going to see, what's going to happen. Wow, you're full already. If I remove this, what'll happen is that they'll all unload. So... and one of them will go empty first, right? And if this one, and this one, if 1 and 3 go empty first, which they will based on what we're seeing here, because they're being pulled, and in this case it's 2 and 4 that would go empty first, then what'll happen is that only 2 and 4 will have ore on them. So they'll run flat out for as long as they can. And then they'll run out of content. And then the train will come in. And it will get unloaded primarily into only 2 places. Because those are the only 2 that are empty. It'll, you know, like this will be at like 50%. Eventually it'll get to 0 and nearly 100%. If I just let it run. So if I don't have this balancer, and I think I've just talked myself out of removing this balancer. If I don't have this balancer, then what's going to happen is that I will decrease performance and functionality of the train unloading by 50%. Because eventually, chests 1 and 3, or 2 and 4, depending, will be full, and chests 1 and 3 and 2 and 4 will be empty. So when the train shows up, only 2 of these inserters will help unload it. And so the train will sit here longer until these 2 unload it. So this still has considerable value in terms of train turnaround time, which is the purpose of those things. Well, the primary purpose of my balance unloaders is for, if it's a multi-wagon unload, is to make sure I don't end up with 1 wagon or 2 wagons that have a tiny bit or a lot, and the other ones are empty. But in this case, even in a single wagon unload, it's going to improve my performance of my unloading. So I'm going to leave it alone. Now, it's time to find a spot for green circuits. Green circuits, I think I decided was 2. Yeah, so I can get 2 on this. So I'm going to have the equivalent of this. Although it's going to have... yeah, it's going to be almost exactly this. And I doubt this will turn into a 4-lane, but if it does, I want to make sure this is farther away from it than that. I could actually put it here. I don't think, you know, that's where that would be. Well, that's probably going to be fine. They somehow already know what you truly want to do. Everything else is secondary. Unfortunately, it gets in the way of the power for the radar a bit. And then if you're there... because I'm going to have to build multiple green circuit assemblers.
For you!
Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Mr. Dane, thank you. I think I was muted there. Space science on SE, huh? How far along is that? Is SE hard to get to space science? If I put you here? So if I put this here, and then I put this here, that's gonna probably be my standard thing. So you're out in space now with trains? I don't know anybody who's first base in SE. They're like, you know what? This SE, this base I built in SE, this is a good one. I'm gonna keep it. Does anybody say that? All right, so we're gonna put one here, and we're gonna put one here. And then if I was to put a third one, it would end up right here as a four-way intersection, which ain't so bad. All right, thanks again, Dane. I'll watch you a bit tomorrow. I try and keep a regular schedule, otherwise I will totally screw myself up and have a bad time. Well, I've mentioned him before, but there's a guy named Huberman. You should look this guy up on YouTube. Andrew Huberman. He will teach you how to get good sleep and regulate the sleep schedule. If you follow his advice, it'll help you a lot. He's a doctor. Okay, good. Well, hopefully you've tried some of his stuff and maybe it's helped. Yeah, he has a whole special series on sleep. So, highly recommended. Well, even if you don't, well, see, Dane, I'm the same way. Is that I use the PC until bedtime and then go to sleep. What the protocols he's recommended that I do follow is I have a light in my bedroom that turns on at the same time every day. It's an out 100% UV light, and it gets me up because it's bright and it's essentially outside light, and it sets my rhythm so that at midnight I'm asleep, and at 7 a.m. I'm awake because that lamp sets my body to say, "This is when you wake up." Well, it's on the other side of the room and it's on a timer. I have to get out of bed to go mess with it or grab my phone and shut it off because I can use my phone to shut it off. But I won't do that. I want to feel good. So it isn't. I haven't followed his advice of turning off the PC an hour before, but I did, and I've had great results of following the advice of get up at the same time and use a light right away. Well, Dane, that's a valid point, although statistically you won't live as long as if you keep a normal regular schedule, but that's a personal choice, right? Not everyone's enjoying what's going on, so the challenge makes it worth it. All right, so we are setting up green circuits, and green circuits need the copper cable and the iron plate. So this goes away, and this goes away. And this goes away. And then one of these is going to be iron, which we know we can get from here. I got to put unloaders here. I forgot to do that. Simple unloader here and here. I'm gonna have to go back and get these updated because I've got different things in different places in different ways, and this bothers me quite a bit. So I've got different layouts for these, and that's no good for me. I don't like having things different like that. This is going to be a copper cable unloader. Yeah, Mr. Dane came to visit me too. Get rid of that, cleaned up. So that's going to be copper cable. I need to get a loader in here. I need to delete this because I don't want it anymore. I need to get the simple loader, though. I don't want the complex loader. This is a 3. I want a 1. Or a 2. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. It's not in my best interest to do this, to get rid of the C, but it's safer, I guess. It's dark, hard to see. These are going to have to go. It's unfortunate that those beacons line up that way. If I were to shift these in one, well, the one that it fails on is the pipes, so I'm not going to bother. If I were to try and shift this in one so that I could get a power pole to go down here, this would move over and be in alignment. This would move over and be out of alignment, but I'm already adjusting. This would be over and be out of alignment, and I would have to make an adjustment there. This would be over and out of alignment, but it's already out of alignment. This would be over and out of alignment, but it's already out of alignment. This would have to shift over. I don't think it would be all that terrible if I move these inboard by one. Both of these. You'd already move over, you've already moved over, you're already moving over. You would have to shift, but I've got a gap there. You would shift. I think that's actually a good plan. Well, you would be a real challenge. I didn't leave room for this. And this. Okay, I didn't notice that on these. But I have room to push these up. So if these got pushed up and I inserted a pipe in there, that would be fine. What would this look like if I moved it over? It would be like grabbing all of this and moving it. And the reason, just to remind myself that I want to do that, is so I can do that. But it doesn't work. It works on this side, but not on that side. That might not be worth it. I think I'd be better off shifting the whole thing and adjusting in a future build. Because if I move this loader down one, it'll clear this. Because then I shift the whole thing. Oh, I see why I've got it here, though. Hi, Daz. So if I wanted to move this over so that the whole build is shifted over one. If I wanted to move it this way, it would be in the way, big time. So I kind of got to move the whole thing west, which would get in the way here and here, but I don't think that's a big deal. And then you're just not going to happen. But then you'd be clear to happen. If I do that, if I shift this left one, it would make these a little bit longer. These wouldn't line up with anything, and I don't care. This is the only conflict I'd have right here. And then there would be nothing below. And I might just eliminate that entirely, right? But that's part of the reason I have a structured start base, is so that I focus on it. I don't think about how miserable it is. Well, I think I'll ignore this for now. I'm just going to have to deal with the fact these power poles are in my way from the way I've built this, and in the future iteration, I'll have to consider the downstream. Well, thanks, Daz. I'm glad they were able to help you. Alright, I'm going to have to bring trains in to build this one. I'm going to need a green circuit train, or two. Let's bring Lycum down here. I will send this back and bring another train in here because I need a different train. I also need to take a quick break. I got something I gotta go do. But which one of these do I bring? I think it's this one. This one doesn't really help me a lot. I need to find another train that has... I need to build myself another train that has some assembly machines on it, but I don't need this whole collection of them. What I need to do is build a blue supply train. Alright, BRB. Hello again. So, Daz, to answer your question more specifically, I built north of Madrid so I'd have more room. You can actually get the save file out of my Discord. Thank you, Smoking.